It's positioning the body upside down, brings the blood to the head, to the thyroids, to the pituitary, to the hypothalamus. It's pressure. In the shoulders, then I'm pressuring the thyroid. In the fish, I'm pressuring the thyroid. I'm pressuring the adrenals when I'm doing the cat or the sideward bend. So it's position, it's movement, it's pressure, and pressure is specifically designed to work on the endocrine system, on the specific points of the body, which are control systems for the rest of the body. This process of increased blood flow and movement creates a detoxification process in the body. It relaxes the nervous system, especially the static exercises. Actually, the word for exercise in yoga, which is asana, doesn't mean exercise. It means position or posture. So actually yoga is not what we do in the beginning yoga class, where we move, doing the... Actually, according to Patanjali, there are two aspects. An authority who lived about 2,300 years ago on yoga, there are two aspects of asana. It's completely stationary and it's effortless. That's all he says. It's effortless and stationary. So we take that position and we're confronted now with the tension of our body. And being confronted with that tension, we see how I react towards that tension. Am I going to fight against it? Am I going to let my mind go into other places and to create various fantasies? Or am I going to be able to play with the conditions of that tension, to communicate with that, which could be pain, it could be a pulling in my legs, pulling in my back, and gradually settle in. And by letting go, I'm not only letting go of physical tensions, but I'm allowing the energy to flow. I'm letting go of mental, of emotional tensions. When we come out of that asana, of that position, we're another person. I've been doing this for 25 years now, and I'm still amazed by the change in the state of mind, in the state of energy. And I feel the deepest gratitude for the existence of these techniques, because they have given me the ability to have some control over my life. I mean, as a person, my mind is very creative and very active, and if I didn't have these simple techniques to put my mind into a channel, to stop moving so much, I would not be able to create the sense of peace which does now exist in my life. So I'm very grateful for these techniques, because as I said earlier, it's difficult to say to someone, stop feeling fear or anxiety, but you can say, put your body in this position. Relax in this position. Work with this position. Where do you feel the pain? Where do you feel the holding? Can you let that holding go? Can you release that? And so we can work with our emotions and work with these blockages on a physical level, which is much more concrete and much more possible for a person to work with them. I don't think that it completely eliminates the need for psychological work or spiritual work, but it is something which helps us gain a certain control over our lives so that we can go on to the rest of it. And the other effect is that, as we said, it works on the endocrine system and on the energy system, on the chakras. Now, there are 7 types of exercises or asanas, according to their effect on the body. The first category is the exercises which affect the spine. So when we're establishing a routine for ourselves, a daily routine, we always want to have movements for the spine. And the first movement for the spine is opening, stretching upward, stretching the head away from the coccyx. If we don't do that, then we're not giving the freedom between the vertebrae that is necessary for the rest of the movements. So when we start out, we want to always free the spine. Someone could hang from a bar, you could do upward stretching in some way. The second movement for the spine is from side to side. It's sideward bending. So there are certain exercises for bending sidewards. That's a limited movement for most people. Thirdly is backward bending. Fourthly is forward bending. And torsion, twisting. So these 5 possible movements for the spine. And each person, because the spinal column is the main telephone system, the electrical system for all of the body, this has to be in good state. If the nerves are being pressed by tense muscles, or if a disc has slipped and is pressing on a nerve, or one of the vertebrae is pressing on a nerve, this is not only creating pain, but it's also disturbing the nerve flow towards certain organs, and so it's creating dysfunction, malfunction of organs. So it's important for this to be established. A straight spine and relaxed muscles next to the spine. So it's upward stretching, it's sideward stretching, stretching backward and forward, and torsion, twisting. All these movements can be done dynamically, they can be done statically, they can be done in a standing position, they can be done in a sitting position, and also many of them in a lying position. So there's many possibilities here, which we'll be discussing on the weekend, but you just should know that in your daily program, you should give some priority to putting the spine in good condition. The second category is head flow exercises. The contemporary individual has, almost all of us, have a problem with the lack of flow towards the head. And so the brain is not getting enough oxygen and it's not getting enough nutrients to have the clarity which is necessary. And many symptoms which people have, such as headaches or poor eyesight or lack of energy, is the result of this. So we have very simple exercises such as the half shoulder stand, which we can put our legs on the wall and let the blood just flow down to the head, or the prayer position, or the yoga mudra, the forward stretch. There are various types of exercises which allow blood to come to the head. This should be developed gradually. It's very important also because when we are, our stance is usually hunched over, and that creates tension in the neck and the shoulders, and that also obstructs the blood flow toward the head. So the important is exercises for the spine, and especially towards the middle and the end of the day, blood flow towards the head to rejuvenate the brain and the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus. The third category is exercises for the abdominal area, where a lot of tension is stored due to emotional tension and to poor eating habits. And so there are various exercises such as spasms, which we do consciously, or a technique which is called nauli, various exercises where we put pressure on the abdominal area, which begin to detoxify this area and release the tension in this area, allowing for more powerful digestive juices, allowing for greater flow of heat energy, in general of energy from this area, especially for people who have low blood pressure, who feel weak, who their limbs are not heated, they have poor circulation in the hands and the legs. Very important to work on exercise for freeing the abdominal area from this tension. It's also very important for women who have problems with their period to free this area up.